Gary Allan, he's one that I've been, like, you'll see it when we get to our top list, that the majority of the songs were ones that were featured on his Greatest Hits album, because that Greatest Hits album is one of the best Greatest Hits albums I've, like, ever owned. Like, it is so good. And that was one that was like one of those first albums I got into when I was first getting into country music back in high school, and I've listened to just those songs from that album since. Like, I've loved them, even though he's had 2 albums since, 2 or 3, one of those.
I don't honestly know when it came out.
Well, because Get Off on the Pain was the next one, and then he had one after that. Did he have another one?
He had 2, 3. Fuck, I don't remember.
I
have no clue.
We're not good at this podcasting thing.
Certainly not good at chronological order of albums.
You're chronological. Oh, it came out the same year as Living Hard, and then he had Get Off on the Pain and Set You Free, which were both out after. But Set You Free was his last album, which came out in 2013, which
it's
sucks.
been a while.
I know, because I think we might have talked about it on the podcast. I definitely wrote an article on it when we first started the website about how he just kind of disappeared, and then he's had 3 songs come out since that was like trying to be lead-in singles, but they were bad. He had Hangover Tonight, which was terrible, even though it had Chris Stapleton singing with him, which was insane.
I don't even think I know that one.
It's not good. Then Do You Wish It Was Me, which is fine. It was whatever. It came out in 2016, and then last year was Mess Me Up, which was an awesome song. That was a very...
Don't know that one.
That was a very back to Gary Allan sounding song. So it just kind of sucks that he hasn't had an album release in 5 years. And, well, apparently Mess Me Up is supposed to be, like, the single that's starting it again. But I was looking at it on Wikipedia, and it's peaked at, like, 47. I was like, that's not good for trying to revitalize the career, because...
Well, he's still touring, though, and that's the thing that is confusing to me.
So was Josh Turner, though, before his album came out.
Well, yeah, but that, like, so... My thought process is, who gives a shit about radio performance? He's still touring, and people are still going to his shows.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know what, like, the politics of why his album hasn't been released and stuff, because it's bullshit. But the other thing I was thinking about when I was listening to his music before, is because I was, like, listening to the albums from his older albums, or the songs from his older albums. I'm not talking
the albums from the other.
I'm very tired from the concert yesterday, and I want to go sleep.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely tired. My brain is half shut off.
But I was noticing that usually, when people ditch the cowboy hat, they start turning into shit. His music has just stayed good his entire career. Like, other than Hangover Tonight, which is not a good song, he's had just good music on every album he's put out. And he used to be like a suit and tie cowboy hat looking dude, and now he just wears like rock. He like t-shirt, jeans. And
he honestly. So I've been listening to him for a while now. I mean, especially because of when the albums came out. It's been several years. Yeah. But I didn't really know that he used to be the suit cowboy hat guy.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I always just thought of him as the Gary Allan guy of the last how many ever years.
Well, because
and then I look at the album covers, I'm like, oh shit, he was like a hardcore straight laced looking dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and now he's just kind of gruff rocking.
Oh, he's got all the tattoos and wears t-shirts and the necklaces and rings and shit.
Yeah, because it was a long time before I realized that too. Because like I said, the first album I listened to by him was his Greatest Hits album, and all those songs were phenomenal, and so I just kind of went from there rather than backwards, and so all the albums since then was that look, and so it's just weird that, because if you listen to the Chris Young episode, we talk about how once he took that cowboy hat off, his careers went down. His career went up, technically, but his song quality went way down.
His income might have gone up.
Yeah, his income probably doubled, if not tripled or quadrupled.
I think it's above, in the something tuples.
He went from millions to tens of millions, probably.
No, I think he went from like
hundreds of thousands,
tens of thousands.
Well, no, because
well, think about it this way: if you are an artist who doesn't have that much and you're touring, if you make $90,000 a year, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
So he probably went from tens of thousands to
because I was going to say because his first #1 hit was from Man I Wanna Be, which is when he was still a cowboy hat. That's when he was opening for Alan Jackson.
Yeah, but he was still opening for Alan Jackson. I think he was a millionaire when he was doing that.
Yeah, but I don't know how much money he made from singles going #1 because he had 2 in a row.
Probably not anything.
I don't know. We're not in the business.
I'm guessing you make money from...
Well, touring is the main thing.
Well, you make money from the touring, you make money from the album sales. Yeah. And if people are listening to it on the radio, that should drive album sales, but...
Yeah, that's true.
It's not guaranteed.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Like the radio's just like, you did really well, here you go, here's some money.
Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully, anyway, going back, we hope Gary Allan has a new album coming out soon. It hasn't been announced, which also sucks, because, yeah, Mess Me Up came out last year, and it's almost halfway through this year already, and we haven't heard shit.
Yeah.
So, So yeah, looking at like Kevin sent me his top 10, I had my top 10, and looking at them, like I said, most of them are from the greatest hits. There's obviously a good chunk from his other two albums, but he's one of those, like we said last week with Toby Keith, is that singles back then were actual good songs. Like, with artists nowadays, we have to be like, yeah, I know Luke Bryan sucks, but he had that one good song on his album, and no one's going to hear it because it's deep on the album and it's not on the radio. But Gary Allan's one who it's like, his singles were great. They put the good songs out on the radio.
Well, yes, I 100% agree, but it's also, if you are a person like us who enjoyed mid-2000s country.
Yeah.
Like, that is a kind of a specific sound.
Yeah.
And we obviously love it, and I think people who like country music should love it.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, the mid-2000s sound is garbage,
if you're one of those
I
who
need
said country,
super traditional, then you'll listen to him, like, probably like, you'll still like a handful. He's got some songs that sound pretty damn traditional, but the upbeatness of the contemporary mid-2000s sound, if you don't like that, then everything that was on the radio was garbage to you.
Yeah, if you're one of those whose country music died with Garth Brooks type people, then you probably
Well, there's
don't
a bunch
like
of people
this,
that say that Garth Brooks killed country music.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It died with Garth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when he came to thing, that's when country died. That's what I meant. Not once Garth left, it died.
Yeah.
When
he murdered it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Even though they're wrong. I think maybe Shania Twain heard it, but I don't think Garth Brooks did.
Yeah, that's another hill I will die on, that Shania Twain sucks ass. I will die on that hill gladly.
I've never enjoyed her music.
That's one of those things that, like, I don't even bring up half the time, because usually someone just like, what? And I'm like, come on.
Because it's pure nostalgia when people are like, I love Shania Twain. I'm like, yeah, because she was popular in the 90s when we were kids. Anyway.
I didn't like it back then.
We'll talk about that on our next week's Shania Twain episode.